What's up, everybody? Rich Kid 20 here. And we're back within this moment, starting the next album in our journey to listen to every single In This Moment song ever. We're closer with this band than I think I am with any other band. I feel like that says something, especially since they have quite a few albums. And bonus songs and stuff like that. We're getting there. Today we're starting their second album, The Dream. We have the Rabbit Hole interlude here, and then we'll be listening to the Forever video, because I have noticed that they actually start with a video at the start of every single one of their albums, which is really cool. I like that. It's a really cool way to kick off an album. I have high expectations for this album. It was written 1 year, as far as I know, as far as the information is telling me, 1 year after their other album. So I'm imagining we might get some similarities between the first album and this album. Now, I didn't dislike the first album, but it got a little repetitive, and in my opinion, it wasn't like their best writing that I've heard from In This Moment. But then again, that could be because I started with Blood and went upwards, that these first three albums might not hit the same. Don't know. One thing that someone mentioned in Half God, Half Devil, when Maria says the line, "I found peace in a purple haze." Now, I have recently learned that purple haze is a weed strain, I think. So, I mean, I have mentioned before that it does look like Maria might be high in a few videos. Definitely get a trace in her eye that looks like she might be high or whatnot, so I wouldn't be surprised. But someone did mention that the color purple and different shades of purple and whatnot seems to be a recurring theme in The Dream album. The Rabbit Hole here opens up with the word lavender being a part of it. Another one is called Violet Skies. And that song 10 is called Violet Skies. So we're going to be paying attention to the purple theme, see if we can catch it in here, see if it really is something that recurs occasionally, see if there's a link between that and anything else. Could just be your favorite color. The album art is I see before me here. I'll try to remember to bring it down so you can see it too. It's very interesting, very dreamlike. Obviously, you have the bandmates up here and what have you. And it's very interesting, like picture frame looks like, but then looks like it's like a window into a dream, where you have the bunny, the rabbit here, following the rabbit hole. Obviously, a famous saying that I believe originates from Alice in Wonderland. You have this crow-like bird. Pretty sure that's a crow. Maybe it's a raven. Who knows? I don't know the difference between the two. I'm gonna be honest with you. This apple heart thing with a clock that's hanging off of this vine. You got butterflies popping out, more vines and branches and stuff. Looks like some kind of like water and waves in the back here. Very interesting, very trippy, very dreamlike. I like it, and I'm excited to get into it. Let's not waste any more time. I feel these intros to In This Moment albums are always fascinating, no matter what album it is. And I always find them enjoyable in some way, shape, or form. So I'm ready to discover this one. See the video. It looks like they're playing. At least the drummer was on the side of on the shore, on a rocky outcropping on the shore with waves lapping up behind him and whatnot. So should be fascinating. Let's not waste any more motherfucking time and let's get into it. The Rabbit Hole followed by Forever. We'll probably stop in between to talk about the Rabbit Hole if there's things of note and whatnot, but then we'll immediately be going into Forever. Wow, that was trippy. That was cool though. I was like really cool. I feel like there was some extra words in there, like between Rabbit Hole. I feel like there's a word or two between Rabbit Hole and Succumb to Me, and between Succumb to Me and I'm Seeing God in the Morning Sun. I feel like there's also a whole nother line of lyrics in there, but you couldn't hear it because it was whispered and it was so much. Those lyrics, the actual lyrics, it was so much more whispered and quiet compared to her singing over everything. Which also her singing, the notes and then the way that it was shaped and whatnot. Anyways, as I was saying, the held sustain notes that she was playing around with, the neutral syllable notes and whatnot, sounded very like Eastern, almost like Egyptian in nature to them, which was very fascinating. I just kind of loved the open, round, warm kind of tone and chord that just kind of like permeated the air around all the singing and whatnot. Very fascinating. I'm just gonna listen to that again, and we're just gonna jump over to Forever and whatnot, because there's not really more than that besides just kind of how trippy and spacey that was. It was like really cool, really musical, really beautiful, and I liked that. So not only is this like some really strong, powerful vocals coming out from Maria, but I mean, obviously, wouldn't expect any less. But I don't feel like there was a lot of that in the first album, so it really feels like she's starting to develop that nature to her. Not powerful vocals or anything like that, but that kind of that open, round sound and whatnot. But besides that, there's this little like dun, dun, kind of instrument sound that happens every now and then. A nice little pulse there. Okay. She said something in between there. That's not the lyrics. That note right there. Oh, that's like a little. That was like a little interval in there, like a little half interval and whatnot, which again I don't think is very Western. I think that has some Eastern influence to that. That's very cool. Our birth has just begun. I like as she says too. It almost sounds like the her other voice that's been singing this whole time just goes to, and that like nice low register, open, warm sound. Sorry. I don't know, my roommate yelled about something. I'm sure I'll find out soon. Anyways, let's go back and hear that. Actually, I want to hear that sound. It's just begun to Alright, let's follow that. I'm sure it's going to be explosive right out the gate here. Alright. It's better quality than we've had before, but I'm sure it's going to be low quality anyways. Jesus, that ends fast. Fuck. All right. Wow. Ow. I mean, I don't want. I don't want to get my hopes up or anything. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't remember what I think I was reading their Wikipedia article or something like that, and it mentioned something about Maria's kind of own personal words of what she felt like this album was going for the band and what it meant and whatnot to her, at least. Hermit's freaking out about something. I wonder if he's playing the new Jedi Star Wars game and getting his ass kicked. That does happen. Though I heard something about emails, so like I think that might not be the case. Anyways, yeah, I was having a feeling just based off the words that I was seeing. I don't remember what any of them said or anything, but I remember at the time thinking like I really felt like this album, especially with only being 1 year after the other album, was going to be kind of a blend between Beautiful Tragedy and potentially the direction that they would eventually head in about 2 years towards Starcross Wasteland, which I think is similar to their first three albums, but like it was from what I've always been told from certain people being very excited for me to listen to it. It just feels like it really shakes up in a different direction and has its own like hidden gems in it and whatnot. So I feel like that's kind of the bridge album between fading from their early style, leaning more towards Blood. Because while I'm sure Blood really was just a clean cut, it was like holy shit, they're different now, like completely. I imagine there was elements that's like we're heading that direction, and I feel like after starting with Blood and being very familiar with Blood, I'll be able to see that from that album. But I figured this one's going to be kind of a halfway mark, and so far I'm kind of getting that feeling because there was a lot of familiarity to Beautiful Tragedy, but it feels like her voice is maturing. It really feels like she's switching up some of the sounds that would just be stapled throughout every single song in her clean vocals, and actually kind of leaning towards a new flavor, sound, and just the amount of passion and just energy and belts she had in some of these choruses and whatnot, and then a little bit of the bridge and or breakdown, whatever it's called. Just like was like some real shit. The guitar still had that heavier metal sound to them, but they switched it up and put some melodic shit in there as well, and had that fucking shredding ass solo at the end. Like it feels like we're taking steps in the right direction here, because again I started to get a little bored with the first album, and I felt really good after the first two songs in that album too, so I'm not counting it out yet. But it really feels like a step in the right direction for my personal taste of what I know of in this moment for me personally. So I'm pretty sold on this song. Now, it's going to have to keep going in this direction. It's going to have to keep impressing me as we go along here. But this was pretty good. This was pretty good here. So, I like that. So yeah, man, a lot happened kind of in succession in certain parts here. And I just kind of want to listen to parts of the chorus or whatever. We're probably gonna go through a bit of this here, but like I just want to explore this. Also, I thought it was interesting that she had a microphone in a music video. I don't know if that was an attempt to make it look like we're rocking out metal band, yeah, let's go, and whatnot. But like usually in music videos, like you're not actually singing, so you don't need a microphone. So I don't know, unless it's like on a stage, and that's kind of the theme of the video. You don't usually see a lot of singers with microphones. So I thought that was interesting. She was on the beach and she had a microphone ready to go, not connected to anything. It was wireless. Well, it would have to be if you were in the water, because I mean that could be dangerous. You know, all wires and stuff running into water. Um, but yeah, I thought that was interesting, just in general. Um, but yeah, the music video was cool. I mean, awesome setting and whatnot. The instrumentalists were fucking rocking their ass off. Very sick. She was giving it a little too. You could see that she's evolving a little bit with her stage presence as well, because a lot of it was kind of the same as. She did have a lot of same mannerisms from the first album. Again, it's only been a year, but a lot of just hand up. But she changed it a little now. Sometimes it's a little slow hand raise. She loves just the hand to the sky. I'm singing style. That was her thing here in these first albums and whatnot, for the music videos, and it's very funny. But you know, it can be very, you know, it can be very difficult as a singer in a music video if there's not like something you're doing as a singer and you're just singing. I mean, you don't have stuff to strum or stuff to hit. Like, what do you do with your hands? Do you just put them by your side, or do you do crazy stuff with them? You know, I imagine it's gotta be hard. Me not being a professional singer, I don't, I don't know what you do with your hands. I just kind of you just go grab the mic stand, just sing into it. You know what I mean? It's just like try to put them somewhere where they're not doing something weird. I guess would be my call. But then again, I don't know. I'm not a professional singer, whatever I know. But fuck are these sounds I'm hearing? I feel like I'm at the beach. Is this a seagull? Um, but like, you know, I gotta give it to Maria. She loves to put her hands to the sky and feel the power surging through her arm and whatnot. And just like, you know what, I gotta respect that. It might be a little silly looking, but I gotta respect it. So, anyways, yeah, first thing I got here, there was some kind of melody or something that was going on with the guitars. That's right, because they weren't just doing standard thrash and metal chords and stuff. Like there was some melodies going on in that guitar riff, which was sick. And then when Maria came in, she has some really cool notes with an awesome harmony in there, and the guitarist changed up the rhythm and riff for a few beats there, which was really fucking cool. I want to hear that again. I love that you can hear the da 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 da. You know, there's this chord's going away, but I like the da 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 da, like that little melody that's going on top of all the da 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 da. That's pretty sick, and the drums da 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 da, just kind of emphasizing the da-nas that was happening in the guitar there. That's fucking cool. That's awesome. So the hand again. So right at the start there, I heard a little bit of that crack, a little bit of that, just like that Maria-ism from the first album. It's just like, ooh, I feel like she's gonna sound pretty much just like she has. But I remember that feeling leaving pretty early, so I feel like it was like maybe a little bit of a callback, but then she kind of like flowed in a different direction. So let me get the start of that again. Yeah, I felt like she would have gotten up on that note and just kind of held it down, that interesting tone and whatnot. I like the direction this is going. I like the vamping riff that the guitar's got going underneath it. It's kind of these like nice little plucky high tone notes coming in here with just kind of low bass line going over it. It's got a good foundation going on for the rhythm section here. Dun, dun, dun. Like, yeah, we're getting some nice range coming out of Maria's vocals here. It's like she's playing with it very nicely in here. I like this. So right around here is when I wrote down the harmony and the guitar change and all that stuff here. Once we get out of the beginning of this verse, so the second part of this verse here. I think that right there, that I wait for you. I think that's a three-part harmony that she's got going on with herself there a little bit, and just even the first notes out of that are nice. That's the no, kind of fall off on that. I like that. Ah, it's a nice little fucking riff change there. Hold on, I gotta hear what they're doing before that. I like that, just kind of rocking out this riff, and then all of a sudden it just like switches up and whatnot, and then changes back once we get to the chorus. That is sick. That is sick right there. Ah, man. Sick. Nice little embellishment there. Okay. I like that kind of almost fall into a whisper melt off there at the end of her vocal phrase, and then the beginning motif on the guitar riff comes back in, kind of just slides back in as she's fading off, and they kind of hand off the melody, the main line, to each other. That's a really nice touch there. I like that. Shredded. He's feeling it. I love it. That's fantastic. All right, let's jump a little bit ahead here. Now that thing I got is around 225. I want to go around. Maybe let's go on 145. Let's let it build into that a little bit. Let's see what happens. I like the little kind of change up in there from kind of what I heard. If I remember, I'll go back a little bit, but it sounded like the guitars were kind of falling off after the chorus, kind of going down to a more low tone, and then the second time they went more up to this higher kind of pitch sound in there, if that's what I was hearing correctly. No, I was just hearing a few notes there. My bad. Yes, it's got double hands. It's changing up a lot. So around here, there's some interesting sliding notes happening on the guitar into this kind of like a guitar solo, but not really. Kind of like a guitar interlude. It was very interesting. And then afterwards, Maria comes in with these very emotional vocals that border on belting. Really fucking cool. So I want to hear that. All that. Nice little slide there. I like that. And then I think it slides and kind of goes back and forth between sliding down and up. That slide just keeps happening. Yeah, it's kind of like, it's a little bit like a guitar solo, but it's just kind of more like a musical interlude in a sense, because like there's a bit of a melody solo line coming from one of the guitars, but they're all kind of doing something and adding on to this here. So I don't know if it's necessarily a solo itself, but this is a really cool instrumental section here. First off, the notes there, the little fall off is nice, but just you can just hear a little bit of the grit and passion just pushing through. She's like almost borderline starting to belt this section out. Very beautiful. Aspen there. You can just hear that rasp and grit in her voice, which is almost borderline like shouting this part. It just has that belt quality, dude. That's fucking awesome, man. And that's the scream in there. Alright, this section here. She kind of falls into this like croaky, very raspy voice and whatnot. And I think she starts like belting out the last chorus and whatnot, and then a lot of crazy stuff starts happening in the last 30-ish seconds of the song, so let's just let it keep rolling here. Yeah, it's kind of her, kind of almost borderline spoken, but like kind of soft soothed song with like a hint of whisper to it. Just kind of has this very breaky, like almost not singing kind of quality to it, which is really cool. Adds this like almost emotional layer to it. And I feel like my video changed when I wasn't paying attention. I feel like it reset. So if anything weird happened in there, oops. Anyways, very airy, and it's a nice little contrast in there. It's really cool. It's very bright. There's an emotional break in there. Okay, say it again. This guy. I like that the chorus is coming back in as she's continuing to hold that note and even switch a note or two. I think I heard in there. That's a really nice touch. Yeah. Back up on it. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I love that she keeps belting out certain sections and then holding it while her other recording of her voice keeps going through the chorus. That is really cool. I like that little kind of like softer emotional outro in her vocal line as the guitars just start to shred a sick solo of these last 20 seconds. God, that's some crazy ass soloing there. I'm gonna switch to something less bright so my face isn't all colorful. Yeah, no, that's a good showing here for the start of this album. I feel like there's, little hints, little flavors of her clean vocals from before, but it feels like she's taking it in a new direction. That could just be because I haven't heard anything from the other album in several months, and I just kind of forgotten what it sounded like or whatnot. Because I do definitely get a little taste of beautiful tragedy kind of quality to her voice here every now and then. Like the song itself, not the album. But I guess the album's in the song, so I guess technically the album. But specifically speaking about the song itself, I do get like a little bit of the notes in there from here. Like I can feel like like some of them are the same. So I do get like little hints of their last album, but it definitely feels like it's stepping forward instead of staying the same. So hopefully that continue feeling only continues to get better and better, and hopefully this album continues to shine. Because as I said, the first two songs were slapping, and the other one too. Though they did, it was not what I was used to from them at all. But then it kind of fell off a little bit. So I'm hoping this one just rides into this very interesting, trippy like kind of adventure. Is what kind of what I'm hoping this album will be. But you never know. With songs like "Lost at Sea," "Mechanical Love," "The Great Divide," "Violet Skies," "Dying Star," "Sailing Away," like I could see this being some kind of like musical journey, as if it was like a musical version of Alice in Wonderland. So I'm like, I could see them going off on a theme like that, and that'd be really cool if they did. If not, I won't be disappointed. Just saying, be kind of cool. Nothing you can really do now. This was made 15 years ago. Is that math correct? Or is it more than that? That's yeah, 15. I want to say 15. I'm just gonna take a guess. Anyways, a while ago. This video is 14 years old, right? Yeah. So yeah, this video was made 14 years ago. The song was probably made 14, 15 years ago. So this whole album was made 14, 15 years ago. So it's not really much you can do to change that now. But that's what I'm hoping for. I think that'd be really cool. Either way, I just got a good feeling about this album. And I got an even better feeling about the next album. But hey, we got a lot of this album to get through here. So I have listened to "Call Me" a lot. One of their bonus songs. I think technically there's only 11, and "The Dream" is the last one, and there's 3 bonus songs, if I remember correctly. Feels like it, but I'm not 100% positive on that one. Anyway, yeah, we still got a lot of album left to get through. I'm excited to get through it. That we will be skipping "Call Me" because I have heard that song a lot, and they did a really good cover of that song. So if you haven't checked out "Call Me," yo, check that out. But thank you all so very much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed your time here, and I will see you all next time. I'm not going to forget Maria and all the wonderful people of In This Moment. Thank you for the music. I'm not going to forget that shit. Don't you thought I forgot? I didn't forget. Fuck you. You forgot.